Shalom Yisrael, Shalom Yelidem. This is Ach and this is YelidemTv. Hope y'all are having a great Shabbat. Today we'll be discussing Genesis, which is commonly called Berishite, chapter 1. Are y'all ready to begin? Cain. In the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth was without form and void. And darkness was on the face of the deep, and the wind from Elohim moved over the surface of the waters. And Elohim said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And Elohim saw the light, and it was good. And Elohim divided the light from the darkness, and Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called light. And there was evening, and there was morning, one day. And Elohim said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide water from water." And Elohim made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And Elohim called the firmament heaven. And there was evening, and there was morning, a second day. And Elohim said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together to one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, herb yielding seed, and fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, herb yielding seed after its kind, and tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, a third day. And Elohim said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And Elohim made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars also. And Elohim set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, a fourth day. And Elohim said, "Let the water swarm abundantly with moving creatures that have life, and let birds fly above the earth, and in the open firmament of heaven." And Elohim created the great crocodiles, and every living creature that moves, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged bird after its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let birds multiply in the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, a fifth day. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures after their kind, cattle and creeping things, and beasts of the earth after their kind." And it was so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth after their kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creeps on the earth after its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let us make mankind in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping things that creeps on the earth. So Elohim created mankind in his own image. In the image of Elohim, he created him. Male and female, he created them. And Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." And Elohim said, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, on which is the fruit yielding seed. To you it shall be for food, and to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, wherein there is life. I have given every green herb for food." And it was so. And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all their host. And by the seventh day Elohim ended his work which he had done. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. And Elohim blessed the seventh day, and sanctified it, because in it he rested from all his work which he had created and performed. These are the generations of the heaven and of the earth, when they were created, in the day that Yahweh Elohim made the earth and the heavens. And no plant of the field was yet in the earth, and no herb of the field had yet grown. For Yahweh Elohim had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And Yahweh Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul. And Yahweh Elohim planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground Yahweh Elohim made to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight, and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and branched into 4 streams. The name of the first is Pishon, that it is which compasses the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold, and the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium and the shoham stone, and the name of the second river is Gihon. It compasses the whole land of Cush, and the name of the third river is Kadechel, that it is which goes toward the east of Ashur, and the fourth river is Perat. And Yahweh Elohim took the man, and put him into the garden of Eden, to till it and to keep it. And Yahweh Elohim commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat of it, for on the day that you eat of it you shall surely die. And Yahweh Elohim said, It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a help to match him. And out of the ground Yahweh Elohim formed every beast of the field, and every bird of the air, and brought them to the man, to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called every living creature, that was its name. And the man gave names to all cattle, and to the birds of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for the man there was not found a help to match him. And Yahweh Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and he slept. And he took one of his sides, and closed up the flesh in its place. And of the side which Yahweh Elohim had taken from the man, he made a woman, and brought her to the man. And the man said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. That is why a man leaves his father and his mother, and cleaves to his wife, and they become one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and they felt no shame. Now the serpent was craftier than all the beasts of the field, which Yahweh Elohim had made. And he said to the woman, Has Elohim said, You shall not eat of any tree of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said to the woman, You shall surely not die, for Elohim knows that on the day you eat of it, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of its fruit and did eat, and gave also to her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves loincloths. And they heard the voice of Yahweh Elohim walking in the garden in the breeze of the day. And the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh Elohim amongst the trees of the garden. And Yahweh Elohim called to the man and said to him, Where are you? And he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree of which I command you that you should not eat? And the man said, The woman whom you did give to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And Yahweh Elohim said to the woman, What is this that you have done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And Yahweh Elohim said to the serpent, Because you have done this, you are cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon your belly shall you go, and dust shall you eat all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. It shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply the pain of your childbearing. In sorrow you shall bring forth children, and yet your desire shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over you. And to the man he said, Because you have hearkened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, saying, You shall not eat of it, cursed is the ground for your sake. In sorrow shall you eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns also and thistles shall bring forth to you, and you shall eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of your face shall you eat bread, till you return to the ground. For out of it was you taken. For dust you are, and to dust shall you return. And the man called his wife's name Hawa, because she was the mother of all living. For the man also and for his wife did Yahweh Elohim make coats of skins and clothed them. And Yahweh Elohim said, Behold, the man is become like one of us, knowing good and evil. And now, what if he put forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eating, live forever? Therefore Yahweh Elohim set him out of the garden of Eden, to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed the cherubim at the east of the garden of Eden, and the bright blade of a revolving sword, to guard the way to the tree of life. The man knew Hawa his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, saying, I have acquired a man-child from Yahweh. And she again bore his brother Havel. And Havel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering to Yahweh. And Havel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat parts thereof. And Yahweh had respect to Havel and to his offering, but to Cain and to his offering he had no respect. And Cain was very angry, and his face fell. And Yahweh said to Cain, Why are you angry, and why are you crestfallen? If you do well, shall you not be accepted? And if you do not well, sin crouches at the door, and to you shall be his desire. Yet you may rule over him. And Quine talked with Cabell his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Quine rose up against Cabell his brother, and slew him. And Yahweh said to Quine, Where is Cabell your brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries to me from the ground. And now cursed are you from the earth, which have opened her mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it shall not henceforth yield to you her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall you be on the earth. Quine said to Yahweh, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, you have driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from your face I shall be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And Yahweh said to him, Therefore whoever slays Quine, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yahweh set a mark upon Quine, lest any finding him should smite him. And Quine went out from the presence of Yahweh, and dwelt in the land of Nod, to the east of Eden. And Quine knew his wife, and she conceived, and bore Canuk. And he built a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Canuk. And to Canuk was born Erad, and Erad begot Mekuyael, and Mekuyael begot Metushael, and Metushael begot Lamech. And Lamech took to him 2 wives. The name of the one was Ada, and the name of the other Zillah. And Ada bore Yabal. He was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such as have cattle. And his brother's name was Ubal. He was the father of all such as handled the lyre and the pipe. And Zillah, she also bore Tubal-Cain, forger of every sharp instrument, in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. And Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice. Wives of Lamech, hearken to my speech, for I have slain a man for wounding me, and a young man for my hurt. If Quine shall be avenged sevenfold, truly, Lamech 70 and sevenfold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son, and called his name Shet. For Elohim said, She has appointed me another seed, instead of Havel, whom Quine slew. And to Shet, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enosh. Then men began to call upon Yahweh by name. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that Elohim created mankind, in the likeness of Elohim he made him, male and female. He created them, and blessed them, and called their name man, in the day when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years. And he begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Shet. And the days of Adam after he had begotten Shet were 800 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Shet lived 105 years, and begot Enosh. And Shet lived after he begot Enosh 807 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Shet were 912 years, and he died. And Enosh lived 90 years, and begot Conan. And Enosh lived after he begot Conan 815 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. And Conan lived 70 years, and begot Mahalalel. And Conan lived after he begot Mahalalel 840 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Conan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 65 years, and begot Yered. And Mahalalel lived after he begot Yered 830 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Yared lived 162 years, and he begot Chanok. And Yared lived after he begot Chanok 800 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Yared were 962 years, and he died. And Chanok lived 65 years, and begot Methuselah. And Chanok walked with Elohim after he begot Methuselah 300 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Chanok were 365 years. And Chanok walked with Elohim, and he was not, for Elohim took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years, and begot Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begot Lamech 782 years. And he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years, and begot a son, and he called his name Noah, saying, This one shall comfort us for our work, and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which Yahweh has cursed. And Lamech lived after he begot Noah 595 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old. And Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japhet. Hallelujah, Yelidem. We just read Berishite, commonly called Genesis, the book of Genesis, chapter 1 through 7. Hope y'all are having a great Shabbat day, for I'm having a great Shabbat day and a delight to sharing this with you all. Shalom.
Shalom Yisrael, Shalom Yelidem. Okay, so I'm going to be reading from some notes real quick. You guys just finished reading Berishite chapter 1 through 5, as well as you probably already saw the other video, which was the days of creation, 1 through 7, as well as some numbers, 1 through 10. So for your homework, we have some new vocabulary. There's vocabulary that was mentioned in the video, Ach, Berishite, and numbers 1 through 10. I want you guys to know these, okay? So Ach is brother, Berishite is beginning, and I want you guys to know the numbers 1 through 10. Next thing that we have is we will have a sheet of paper that you guys will get. You will have the piece of paper. You will fold the paper like this, creating eight sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're going to draw in the days of creation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And on the last block, you're going to draw something that you're thankful for. So again, for homework, I would like for you guys to know the vocabulary words for next week, chapters 1 through 7. Even if you have to write them down, at least you guys have them. But the best thing would be to know them, because you get some extra points. So the next thing after you guys have that is a message to the parents. So you guys will sign in and you will comment below that the video has been viewed. So you can just type viewed, got it, Coda sister, whatever. Comment on it to let me know that you guys viewed it. After you comment, that counts as your sign in. We will no longer be doing any more paper form. So when you guys sign in, then that will earn the child a sticker, as well as when the child brings in all their homework. So to get the sticker for the month, I have to see that sign in, and then I also have to see the homework. So that earns them a sticker. Another way that the child will earn a sticker is very good behavior. So when they have toad behavior, then that means that they earn 2 stickers. So earning a total of 8 stickers for the month, or however many weeks the month has, then that gets the child a chance to win 2 prizes. If you, as the parents, only sign up and they only do their homework, then that earns them 1. But if they also have great behavior, then that earns them 2. So that means that they have 2 chances to get a very beautiful surprise. So, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We really enjoyed this lesson. Please like, subscribe, and share these videos. We really look forward to pushing out more. Comment, message me. Shalom Yisrael. How's that? Ready? Shalom Yisrael. So I'm going to be reading from some notes real quick. Oh, hold on. Shalom Yisrael. Shalom Yelidem. So you guys just finished. Be quiet, guys. Shalom Yisrael. This is Yochanan. And this is YelidemTv. Shalom Yochanan. Shalom Yisrael. This is Yochanan. And so just Shalom Yelidem.
Guess who it is?
Shalom Yelidem. A message.
Shabbat Shalom Yelidem. Hope y'all enjoying your Shabbat. Guess who it is? No, wait, hold on.